Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of More Ways to Local Med. Today, we're going to be discussing how to convert more website traffic into actual patients, which is what we're always wanting at the end of the day is more patients. My name is Vanessa, and I'm the Director of Business Development here at Dental Intelligence. And I have brought on a long-time friend of mine. We've worked together two different companies, and we've just known each other for I think it's gonna be 10 years actually this February, which is nuts. But a good friend, Mike Sula. Hi, Mike.
Hi, guys.
Why don't you tell us a little something about yourself? I know a lot about you, but for those who are tuning in with us today, why don't you introduce yourself and maybe like a fun little fact about you as well?
Okay, cool. Good to be with you guys today. My name is Mike Sula. I am the Director of Enterprise Sales over here at LocalMed and Dental Intelligence. I've been in the dental industry for just over 10 years and love working with dentists, love what I do day in, day out. I guess a fun fact about me, I'm mildly obsessed with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So he's like my ultimate hero. When people say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I want to be The Rock. The guy is so awesome. So I could go on hours and hours about him, but anyways, that's my fun fact.
By the way, for those watching, Mike dressed up as The Rock one year at the office for Halloween, and let me tell you, he looked like The Rock. So
the best day ever.
I think that could be a career for you as being a well, I guess he doesn't need a stunt man because The Rock does his own things, but I feel like if he needed one, you could jump in there. So anyways, today we want to be talking about websites. I know in general, we're wanting to add the LocalMed widget to any place, anywhere that patients are wanting to book online, including your website. That seems like a no-brainer. However, there are some things that go into how you should be implementing the widget on your website that will help you be even more successful with LocalMed and making it easier for patients to book online. So we're going to go through a couple of those today. But Mike, why is this important even in the first place? Like, why are we even talking about this?
Yeah, it sounds almost so obvious to say it, but it's worth bringing up. And that's a really good point, Vanessa, because just remember your patients are consumers. They're wanting everything now, especially when they have during coronavirus happening, there was access to Amazon. And I don't know if your house was like mine where we were getting attacked with Amazon packages daily. It's so
I hope
easy
the packages weren't attacking you though. I hope that like you weren't ordering some
I
wild
felt
animal
because there's a certain person in my household that was buying them. But it's so simple. It's so convenient. It's so easy to just jump on there, click a button, and it shows up at your door. That's what patients are expecting for their dentist as well, and for pretty much everything in their life. So they're expecting online appointments. They're expecting convenience, and anything short of that is almost an inconvenience to them in the world that we live in. So it's so important not only to obviously have LocalMed scheduling, but to have it in very easy to read places. I'm going to go over some things that are probably pretty obvious today, but it's always a good checklist, especially going into 2021, to make sure you're maximizing the number of patients and returning patients coming from your website.
Perfect. Yeah. So are you going to show us a website then today? We can kind of show what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and jump into this for you. So this is an example of one of our clients that are just doing a phenomenal job with this. Couple things coming from like the website world that we came from previously here. I worked in digital marketing for dental offices for 9 years before coming to LocalMed for the last 2.5 years. And one of the things we always talk about is any important information in your website to have it above the fold. So when I go to this site, this is essentially what's showing. Now, in a mobile version, of course, this is different, but you want to keep it above the fold or in that first screen that they're seeing. So right here, I can see in big red letter or a big red button, schedule your appointment, schedule online, making it very obvious. They're saying if you have the buttons below this, below the fold, you're not going to get as good of results of those scheduling. So make it just extremely obvious that you are accepting online appointments. One other big mistake that I see done with a lot of our clients is they have a request an appointment button that was before they had LocalMed, just built into their website. And instead of that request appointment going to like a form for someone to fill out, it now goes to LocalMed, but you need to change the button. So instead of saying request an appointment, make sure it says schedule an appointment, book now, book an appointment, any of those, to make patients know that 24/7 they can book an appointment that goes directly into your schedule.
And Mike, that is to me so important because I never want to request an appointment. Like nowadays, I don't. And so I'm just going to assume that I'm requesting an appointment if I see request an appointment. I'm just going with that assumption, even if it's not, even if it's going to the LocalMed link. I don't know that because I'm not even clicking on that to even figure out that I can actually book. And so that is such an important thing that I think some practices forget to do, is to change that button to say, schedule an appointment or book an appointment, so they know that they're actually able to do that by clicking on that. So do not forget to change that button if it did formally say request an appointment, because that will help with your conversion. Because if you're anyone like me who would just avoid it if it's in request, that's not going to be good, and you're not going to get as many patients booking online.
Absolutely. And going off of what you said too, Vanessa, it's when you have these obvious buttons put on the site, so patients that come there, they know right away that they can schedule an appointment right on the spot. Most websites get about a 3 to 4% conversion rate. And what LocalMed's actually been proven to increase that to about 6 or 7%. Doesn't sound like a huge jump, but that ends up being about a 35 to 70% lift in conversion of patients booking. Now take it just beyond what traffic you have in there, but think about the number of phone calls that's saving the office too. They say on average it takes about 5 to 6 calls to get in touch with a patient. 1 out of 3 of them end up scheduling. So that can be anywhere from 15 to 18 calls for every booked appointment. So when you start looking at how much time that's saving for the office, it just totally makes sense for you to make it obvious in every way.
Oh, completely. Yeah. It just, and with the fall hygiene crisis that we've all kind of been going through, and it's going to continue to go through as that comes up every 6 months, that's a lot of phone calls. So anything you can eliminate out of there and make it easier, might as well.
Definitely. And Vanessa, if I may, I'm going to show one other thing on that example site. Another place that probably the most highly trafficked area of your website is going to be your homepage. But the second most, in a lot of cases, is the About Us or Our Providers page. They just want to see the doctors that they're coming to visit, read up about their profiles, who they're going to see. Make sure that those schedule online buttons and the schedule appointment buttons are also built into that screen. Interior pages, I say put it pretty much anywhere that your phone number or contact information is. You want to make it extremely simple for patients to know that they can schedule in all these different spots.
Yeah, don't make it difficult to where patients are having to search all of your website to figure out how to get in contact with you. And one of the buttons I love, and Mike, you can probably show as you're scrolling again, is the sidebar online schedule online button there, because it literally stalks whoever's on your website, which is perfect because no matter where they're navigating, it's always going to be there and they can always book an appointment right there. That is something that LocalMed does offer, that you can embed onto your website. So if you're wanting that scrolling button that like stalks you basically on the website, reach out to our support team. If you don't already have it, they can send it to you and you can just go ahead and get it embedded on your website.
Absolutely. Real quick fix for that. Yeah, so that's probably some of the main tips that I would say, and we can take a look at, of course, any site to improve or optimize to make sure it's working as best as they can too.
Yeah, and something else I think some people forget that would be very helpful is mentioning on your website that you offer online scheduling. We yesterday in the power users group, and I'll post it in the comments again if you're wanting the template, but we have a little template you can use, create your own, up to you. But mention that you have online scheduling at your practice, and that's one of the differentiators for your practice versus other ones in the area. You'd be surprised on how many patients end up choosing their dentist based on the convenience of it, of where they're located and how easily it is to book an appointment. So make sure that you're letting people know about that. And Mike, what are some other ways where people can incorporate their scheduling widget just to make people know that they have online scheduling, as well as making sure that the widget's on there so they can actually make that call to action?
Definitely. I would say the most obvious ones of those would be, and popular would be, your Google My Business page. That's a huge one that you can just go in there and have it added. Your Facebook fan page, or any Facebook ads that you're doing, or Google ads for that matter. Instagram, you can put it right in your bio section, a shortened URL for them to schedule. Those are probably the most popular from the social media perspective, and where you're going to get most traffic. Probably two other points that are not as obvious, but you can also get really good results from, is putting it on your voicemail. So after hours, think you're only open about 40 hours a week, but there's another, 128 hours a week or so that you're not open, that if someone's looking to book an appointment, you can put right on your voicemail and use some of that language that Vanessa put on this power users group of, hey, we want to offer that convenience of online scheduling. So if you're looking to book an appointment, you can jump right on our website and do it now. So I would say that's a really great point. So that's number one. The second one is, if you have a patient communication company that you're working with that does recalls, reminders, text reminders, etc., you can actually set it up where, if you're looking to get patients to come back in that haven't been in for a hygiene visit in 6 months, there's an auto text list or an auto email list that goes out. Just have them put a LocalMed link directly in that text or email saying, hey, if you're looking to book back in, click this link to see availability right on the spot. We've had groups with tremendous success getting 300, 400, 500 appointments in a weekend from setting out a blast like that to fill up your schedule. And the number of phone calls that saves is just off the charts.
Yeah. No, thank you for those tips. I mean, it's always a good reminder in a sense, just in general, we all get busy in life, and sometimes we need to take a step back and reevaluate. And I think that's what a lot of us are doing, come the new year. And a lot of times website marketing falls into that category for a lot of practices. So if you're looking for, redoing your website, updating it, maybe coming through and making sure maybe there's like a staff member who doesn't work there anymore, and make sure they're off, and adding the new bios. So as you're kind of coming through your website and everything like that, take these different tips into consideration. So that way you're really getting the most out of LocalMed when it comes to your website. And also, as a quick reminder, there is tracking with LocalMed. So you'll actually be able to see where patients are booking from. And so you can see if that SEO that you're doing, or the pay-per-click, or the social media ads is working for your practice, and is getting those patients converting. Is there anything else I have missed, Mike, that we should chat about? Or do we basically cover everything?
That's pretty much it. I would say that think about pretty much anywhere and everywhere your practice is found. Make sure to let them know that you offer online scheduling, and can put a link directly in it. One example that comes to mind is direct mailers. I know that in some areas there's practices that are doing direct mailers. They put QR codes right on there for patients to schedule online, and they can pull it right up on their phone.
Are so easy to make. Like, it takes 2 seconds. Even I'm able to figure it out.
Yeah, sure. For sure. So it's so simple, but sometimes it just gets missed if you're not thinking about it. Billboards, ground marketing, mailers, pretty much anywhere and everywhere that your practice is found. We just want to help convert more new patients, and we want to help more people get into the dental office and get the things fixed that they need to have fixed.
Most definitely. Well, thank you for being on today, Mike. I'm sure we'll be seeing more and more of you. Excited to have you on. And if anyone else has any other questions pertaining to LocalMed and websites and marketing, put it in the comments below. We'll be, following up with you guys there. I'll be making sure to post in the verbiage if you're wanting to use that template for the website, so patients can know that you offer online scheduling. And then if there's any other topics that you guys are wanting to hear on More Ways to LocalMed, put in the comments as well too. We want to hear from you guys. We want to talk about things that are interesting to you, what you need help with, whatever it may be. And we will see you guys on the next episode of More Ways to LocalMed. Thanks, guys.